You ever notice how your own shadow feels like a silent echo, always a step behind? I used to joke about it with my sister, daring each other to make silly shapes on the wall before bed. It was a harmless game, until tonight, when I caught my shadow waving before I did. At first, I thought I was overtired, maybe seeing things. But no, my hand stayed still, and the shadow's fingers fluttered in a slow, deliberate arc. I laughed it off, trying to ignore the goosebumps racing down my arms, but the image stuck with me as I lay in bed, the lamp's light warm and unwavering. I rolled over, squeezing my eyes shut, until I heard a faint, gritty sound, like sandpaper dragging on wood. My heart hammered as I peeked over the edge of the bed. The shadow was no longer tied to my feet or the wall, it was a dark smear creeping across the floorboards, moving with purpose. It paused when I looked, stretching taller, as if tasting the air. I fumbled for my phone, but the screen glared back with a dead battery. I was alone, except for whatever that thing was, and the thin yellow pool of light that barely kept the darkness at bay. I tried to remember if I'd angered anyone, broken any mirrors, stepped on a crack, anything to explain how my own shadow had become something else. It pressed itself flat, inching closer with each blink, always stopping when my gaze locked onto it. The room felt colder, the air thick, as if the shadow was sucking the warmth out, growing stronger. I thought about calling for my sister, but I didn't want it to know I was scared. I stayed as still as I could, watching it watch me, the silence broken only by that scraping, slithering sound. If you're wondering what happens when the light finally goes out, so am I. The bulb is flickering now, and I can see the shadow's outline pressed against the edge of my mattress, waiting for its moment. I want to believe it's just a trick of the mind, but deep down, I know it's not. If you ever see your shadow move first, don't turn off the light. And if you hear something dragging itself across your floor tonight, don't look down.